So I think we can begin. We have 9:30 in Central American time, and it's half past 4 in the afternoon in European time. So good morning or good afternoon, depends on where you are. We are happy to give you a short overview over the GOKB, and we decided to put together some different topics that we three will show you. I'm Daniel Rupp. I'm from the North Rhine-Westphalia Library Service Center, HBZ, and I'm the product owner of the GOKB. And my colleagues are Moritz Horn from the VZG, from the headquarters of the Common Library Network, our technical lead, and Christian Segert, also from the headquarters of the Common Library Network. So for all those who have no idea what the GOKB is, I will give a really short introduction to the GOKB. I think I'll be done in 3 minutes or so. So in a nutshell, the GOKB is an open data platform for e-resources. E-resources, that means we have e-journals, e-books, databases, the metadata of them in our database. And they are organized in packages. That means vendor packages, but also consortia and local collections we have. And we see the GOKB as a middle ground for different systems. So we provide our data to various ERM systems and library management systems. Regarding the core features of the GOKB, we don't just aggregate the data, we also enrich the data. So there are some additional data like TDC classification or so we can enrich to our data, but also some identifiers we have, such as the ZBID, that is a central serial database identifier, and other data as well, such as the title history. The other thing is the referencing. We are very interested to ensure that there's a bibliographically correct main entry of each title data. Although we have all the titles in the packages, and sometimes there are the same titles in these packages, all linked to the same bibliographically correct main entry, who is checked against, as long as it is a journal, against the journal catalog. Then our data is validated. So we don't just input vendor data into our system and give it and pipe it through to other systems, but we also do a validation. We have automated checks. We identify errors. This is but not only errors, but also inconsistencies, and we try to have an intelligent conflict analysis. And it doesn't stop at the identification of those inconsistencies. We have also quality assurance. Our curators will then improve the content errors, the content inconsistencies, using a guided workflow. And as you see, our curators that are not we guys from the GOKB itself, but we have a cooperative approach. So our curators are from the libraries, are from consortia organization and so on, and also from the content providers itself. And they try to maintain their data, and with the cooperative and collaborative maintaining, effort and is reduced, and altogether time is shortened from the creation to the use of the data, because each curator creates a certain amount of data, but it's but all profit from this curation. The next thing is the identity of e-resources. GOKB is an identity broker. That means that we collect IDs from everywhere and put them together, link them together, so that you can identify which e-resource you finally have and how this e-resource is referenced in other systems. And all our data we give out via open APIs. So you don't have to register for an API. You can go to our API and get all the data you need for your system. And so we don't have an real overview what systems are using our data. Sometimes surprise for us ourselves, but you can get it via our APIs whenever you want. And all in all, the GOKB is a central data pool. That means that we don't select the data. We provide a wide range of providers' metadata. Important is that it is used metadata, so that our libraries are using the data itself, so we don't push all data we can get into the GOKB, but it's important that we have only those data that is really used in the library data workflows. So now to some numbers of the GOKB. We have more than 30 libraries as creators that are working in the GOKB. At the moment, it's more than 150 accounts. We have also some consortia organizations. We have more than 6,200 packages right now. Absolutely the most packages are global packages. That means that they are directly from vendors and can used in a global sense. And we have 500 consortial packages, and the packages and around 1,000 packages, 900 packages are local packages that are only used by a specific library, such as the a certain selection of titles of an EBS package or so. All in all, we have 850,000 titles, 770,000 ebooks, and 70,000 e-journals that are, and these are only our reference titles. So we have multiple, also each title could have multiple titles in different packages. These are the altogether differentiated titles we have. And as you see that we are really a system that that aims at delivering the data to other systems. We have 2.3 million API calls per month. Oh, I'm sorry, there's just a that. All in all, we have 1,200 providers or publishers, and these are all publishers and providers that are really used in the GOKB. So there was a time we had more than 3,000, but we cleaned all that we don't use at the moment. So the next topic is also a topic I want to present to you, is GOKB in Alma. So our main customer is Folio, ERM by far. But as we are all included in a different library data flows, and we have all APIs and different needs in the library landscape. So Folio is not our only, is not the only system, our open source system, one of the only systems that use our data. We have also the need, especially in HPZ, where we have an Alma system, to provide data also for other systems like Alma. Right now, there are only 35 collections of the GOKB in the Alma community zone. It's partly consortial packages by BIPSAM. BIPSAM is a Swedish consortia organization, and we work very closely with them, and they needed it in Alma because of their link resolver. But it's also some global packages by the GOKB team of HPZ that we put into the community zone of Alma. So the next slide, please. Okay. We do this, we started with it last year, and there have been some changes how data is provided to the Alma community zone. The first one was a mere email exchange. There was a semi-structured Excel spreadsheet where you don't have the data itself in the spreadsheet, but you you had the data of the package URL where you can get the KBART package of the GOKB. So this was stored in this Excel spreadsheet. Now in the stage 2, this is far more structured. There's a provider platform for each provider where he can see his own data, and for this purpose, GOKB is seen as a provider of data, although it has data of multiple providers. And there's the structure of the manifest file. This is a structured spreadsheet from Ex Libris that is used in Alma to get the data into on one of our servers, so it can automatically harvest it by Alma. So they see the changes in new collections and new packages, and whether a new package has been added to and should be transferred to the Alma community zone. So, and now you can have a look at the spreadsheet itself. So the manifest file, this is the spreadsheet. In the background, you see there is a definition of each column of this spreadsheet, and in the foreground you see how this spreadsheet is filled for the GOKB. It's only a short glimpse of the actual spreadsheet, but as you see, you have things like a collection name. As you see, we have there a collection name of the package itself, but also with an ISIL in the name to identify it. There's a collection ID. This is the GOKB UUID, and most important, you have a collection. No, not this one. We have a collection URL, and column I don't show yet. There is the URL to the KBART representation of our GOKB package. So you can enter here the URL to the KBART representation of the GOKB package, and with this most important column, you can import those data into the Alma community zone. So there are some challenges. As you see, first one, the data quality. GOKB KBART has all the data a KBART file should have, but there are some restrictions in the Alma community zone. If a title is not matched, the GOKB KBART data will be used to create this title. But if it is matched, KBART data will not be used to improve the title and to put additional data into it. So as you can see, there is the problem if there is already a title in the Alma community zone, and this title is only very sparse. So at the left side, you see a mark representation of title, and this is the whole mark representation of this title. So you see there's no author and so on. So it's very it's only a rump and not the title itself. And unfortunately, the GOKB KBART information that is better than the macro representation in the community zone cannot by the by the current policy used to improve this title. So this is one challenge. We are talking with the Alma content team about these issues, but there are other challenges as well. Yeah, this is the one I said. So there's no enrichment of existing records via KBART. This is another example we have. So you see that there's partly really only a very short rump title, stump title. Mm. So the next one is a thing that a data that is called the interface. The interface is something that you could that corresponds maybe to a platform we have in the GOKB itself. Not it is not a platform, but there is some data we use it as platform. So as you see, there's Springer Nature and the GOKB, and we have 6 different platforms of Springer Nature. And we differentiate between different platforms, and we have things like or we could have additional information of these platforms like a counter and so on. We don't have it yet in the GOKB, but the problem is that counter and statistics are managed in the Alma community zone via the interface. And so this doesn't correspond really well at the moment. So the interface is GOKB, and as we cannot, as it's called GOKB, the interface. So via the interface, you can filter all titles in the Alma community zone that are coming from the GOKB, all titles and all collections, all packages. But the additional functionality, you have the Alma interface, like this is the corresponding counter platform and so on, we cannot use because GOKB has no own platform and so. So the next challenge, here you can see the interface name GOKB. So the next thing is a parser unit for link resolvers, and you see that there is the parser Sage journals for Sage titles. For instance, this is an example, and there's right now at the moment there's no possible solution to tell Alma about the parser they should use. So it would be no problem to store information in the GOKB, so that we have a Sage journal, and Sage journal should use this parser. But as the manifest file is considered to be a provider's file, and all the packages would have the same parser, there's no column or so for a parser information. We would absolutely prefer it so that we can, with 2 different packages, one Sage, one Springer or so, we could enter the parser so that linking would be done automatically. In most cases, if there's a matching, there's the correct parser is added, but it's not automated. So for comparison, you have GOKB for Folio, ERM, and Alma. The technology is quite different. Folio ERM uses OAI PMH, and soon will it use the Open Search Scroller API. And this is it's more powerful than the mere KBART data flow via the configuration for the manifest in Alma. And large, and I think a really great thing is that Folio ERM uses the GOKB logic we have for packages and titles in the packages tips or so. And the title itself, it's natively adopted in the Folio ERM, but in Alma there are lots of matching, transformation, and so on, and possible new records are managed by Ex Libris. So it works, but it's a difference. Regarding the community, the very important is the open community-driven development in Folio ERM, and we see that there are lots of opportunities. So we had uh, uh, if there's a change in the GOKB and the API, we can talk with the developers, other with KInt, with GBV regarding the Folio developers, and we can talk how it's best done. It's another in Alma. We can talk to them, but they have to consider their developer time if we want something. And it's very vendor centric. As I said, the manifest file is for providers, for vendors. It's not considered to be used for another knowledge bases like the GOKB. Regarding the acceptance, regarding Folio, the GOKB Folio connection is widely used, especially in Germany. So I think all German Folio instances use the GOKB as their system. And regarding Alma, there's lots of communication needed, raise awareness that the GOKB is also there, and they can give opportunities for the libraries that are using Alma. And regarding the status for Folio ERM is established. You have a productive use for years now. And in Alma, it's functional. It works, although there are challenges, but it's still prototypical. So I think this is a short overview over how GOKB data is used for Alma. And I'm glad that Christine will now take over for the GOKB community.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Last year I gave a presentation about our community, and today I would like to provide a brief update. The community remains a central focus for us, and our GOKB community consists of libraries, consortia, and providers. And there are various forms of collaboration with our German community. We've got a monthly GOKB info hour, twice a month a GOKB Folio ERM meeting, a monthly GOKB power user meeting. We've got trainings with libraries, providers, and consortia, and there are mailing lists for our community. Last year, our first GOKB user meeting took place in Göttingen, and here you can see a photo from last year. Next slide. Thank you. It was hosted by the GBV, and 25 participants attended. There were 10 presentations from libraries, the GOKB teams, and partners, and there was a lot of discussion, and we had a nice dinner together. And in 2 weeks, our second GOKB user meeting will take place, this time in Cologne. It will be hosted by HBZ, and we currently have 31 registrations. We are looking forward to seeing our community again. And of course, there will be another dinner together and an exciting program. We are very happy that our international community is growing. Currently, there receives individual trainings and support from us. And for information, there is an English language mailing list, which is part of the OLF mailing list. And introduction can be found on our website. The GOKB community is an open community, and anyone can become a part of it. Yes, and now I'm handing over to Moritz for the technical update.
Thank you very much. Oops. Right, so this is a bit of a tradition going back a few years of WOLFcons. and I generally like to do an update for the really technical, from the really technical side, but also regarding features users are looking at when they're working with GOKB. I start with the backend changes. This is not something people are seeing when they're working in GOKB, but which obviously still takes a lot of a big part of the development time, and in effect, this. Okay, I got a message. 1 second. I think there might be. Okay, never mind. All right. Right. So this is stuff users will not necessarily be aware of when they're working in GOKB, but you can definitely see the effects of these changes or these improvements when it comes to the presentation and the exchange of data with Folio, for example. One thing that was a big step in that regard last year was we did a complete rewrite of our OAI record presentation or record processing, which means that in general, after changes are made to an existing package, those changes will be visible in Folio, for example, much faster than it was before. Also important for that was the processing of KBART files. So every time a change has been changes made to a package, the KBART file for that or KBART files for that package are automatically updated, and this the performance of that the time that takes has been drastically removed. Also, we have done a lot of stuff regarding the title change tracking. There's some things that I will talk about in the upcoming UI changes as well. But on the backend side, there's a lot of improvements which are aimed at keeping data up to date in all APIs also, what we've done or a bit of a focus last year was data cleanup. So the GOKB as a platform, as database is quite a lot of like 10 years old or something. So we have a lot of old data, and some of that is maybe not up to that standard. Those standards we are having right now, and we're coming up with a lot of ideas how to optimally clean up old data and make it up to standard. All right, and next we had a lot of user-facing changes as well. One most notably, we had a new logo presented. We changed a lot of stuff regarding this logo, as well as other menu changes that were made in that in the wake of that change. Another thing that we added as well was for the user interface were more tooltips, which are designed to help users to check if there's still like a bit more complicated option or form that they are presented with. Another thing that was right now aimed at a very specific case we had, but is we implemented in anticipation of maybe other use cases, is the integration of other package repositories that are not necessarily supplying KBART files, but which give us access to package files nonetheless in maybe another format, and which would be worth for us to do some more, invest some more work to get maybe a lot of packages from there. Something that I will go in a bit further in as well are functionalities for the export of results and request for review, which we will also hear going forward. And one thing that we improved considerably, which is quite noticeable, I think, when working in GOKB, is the improved navigation guard, which checks if there are pending changes that users are currently having, and so that you don't lose your changes due to like an accidental navigation or something. One very useful change, I think, that took a while for us to implement is regarding it's a bit of a fringe case, but I think that it has its uses definitely, and that contains mixed packages. So packages containing or KBART files containing serials as well as monographs. Now, normally, those should still have the same value of identifier, of the main identifier, but we had some cases where this was not the case, and we started to think about how we can best support such files. So in this example, you can see this would be a package where the serials are, the serial lines would have like an internal Taylor and Francis ID, and all the monographs in this KBART file would have DOI. All right, and now there's one other bigger item I will try to go directly in the UI and show you a bit about our changes that we made concerning our KBART validator. So this is the GOKB UI, which if you log in, you can like enter new packages and edit additional titles and other information. But without a login, you can still use our KBART validator, which is basically an offshoot of our internal validation, which we use for users when they're importing KBART files. So we extended this and made it a bit broader, so you can see you can do the strict mode and a non-strict mode, and the strict mode is the default, and the non-strict mode would basically skip a few steps because in GOKB we have some routines where we interpret data that's not technically valid when it comes to the NISO standard. So I can import a file here. I think I have it ready. Right. Let's take okay. Oops. This isn't. So this is a KBART file, a standard KBART file, which will be retrieved directly from the provider side. I know, since I looked at the file, that the title ID or the main identifier that's given in the file is the internal ID. And right now this is how it looks if everything is all right. So there are no warnings, no errors, and this would be something that could be imported for GOKB or handed over without worries. I have prepared another I've purposely added some errors to the same file, and you can see here this is how we present this data. So you're having you have three lines here which I corrupted, so to speak, and you can save this list. Basically, you get a nice CSV file which you can then pass on to the vendor that has supplied this data. So I think that's a very helpful thing that we added to the validator. All right. I have to jump back in. Let's see if I can it. Right. And now Christine is talking about a bit about our quality assurance features.
Yes, thank you. I'll hurry up a bit so that we might still have time for some questions. When a package is loaded, the container title data is validated and checked for identifier conflicts with the already referenced data in GOKB. Next slide, please. A key goal of the GOKB is to improve source data and also data in other library systems and to review the existing data inventory. We have developed a special tool for this purpose. Requests for review are a central workflow component within the GOKB. Conflicts are identified and prepared for manual processing. The data curators are automatically notified of new reviews. So let's take a look at a request for review. You can see a reference title conflict here. On this point, let's make a quick excursion to explain what a reference title is. Next slide. Yes. An ebook or e-journal can be offered in several packages. In GOKB, information from individual package titles, such as identifiers or the title names, are collected in a kind of master title, and we call this reference title. When importing data, conflicts can arise, and that is what we are seeing here. Since the DOI does not match, a second reference title has been created for this title. By checking the ESBNs, we can see that this is, as the red one, is a duplicate, which we will now merge. I checked the DOIs, and this one on the right side is not valid. And we can delete the wrong DOI directly in this view. We select the identifier we want to delete and confirm title changes. The next step is we select the correct DOI here so that it is not loose when the titles are merged. The red one will be merged into the green one. We can also see that this title contains the secondary title. So we select transfer name and then we merge duplicate. And here we see the result. The duplicate has been deleted and all correct information has been retained and will be transferred directly from the reference title to folio. And the incorrect DOI we had earlier should be reported to the provider so that they can correct the source data. The most conflicts concern title names, ESSN, ESBNs, and DOIs. We have different tools to find incorrect data. If one or more, for example, if one or more titles in a package have incorrect ESBNs, they'll be found during validation. The results can be exported as a CSV file and forwarded to the providers. We can also export it requests of review. Next slide, please. Here you can see an overview of the reviews in the package, and on the right side you see the export button. And here you can also see the CSV file. This allows messages about incorrect data to be sent to providers and source systems more efficiently and effectively. So next slide, please. Through validation, referencing, requests for review, etc., GOKB itself has become a tool for improving data quality. We are constantly working to further expand and automate processes in order to make the data reusable for libraries and findable for end users. And Now we have 5 minutes for questions. Thank you.
So let me get a mic for you. Hello, this is the can you hear this?
But it was a bit choppy.
It's okay this way. Still choppy.
Yeah.
You know what? I can just email them.
Question at some point.
So you may put it in the chat. Oh,
Is that any better?
The camera looks good.
You try one.
Yeah. I think it's better.
Okay. I'm sure try to ask.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Rose Nilsson, and I'm with a nonprofit consortium, the Colorado Alliance of Research Libraries. And so we're a nonprofit, but we do have this link resolver. Well, it used to be a link resolver. It's called Gold Rush. And we have a system where we load title lists in KBART format from all the aggregators and publishers and abstract and indexing services. And, it's a lot of man. Actually have somebody who does that in office with a couple of contractors. And basically what it's for is so libraries can compare, journal database packages. I'm not really sure what my question is. I'm just trying to understand this global KB a little bit better because I'm wondering if there's some way we could leverage it. But with our system, I feel it's pretty dated. So how we currently load these title lists into the Gold Rush knowledge base is through a loader that was developed probably in early 2000s. So it's using Cold Fusion. And basically what we do is we get the title list from the vendors. Like for example, with EBSCO, we're able to get them through an FTP site and then basically download them, and then our staff, our contractors upload those. And then there are certain vendors that are more difficult. Abstract and indexing services are pretty difficult to get. A lot of times get updated metadata. But I'm just wondering, and as you've gone through this, I'm thinking, I don't totally understand how this would work, but I'm wondering if what would be helpful for us is a better way to get these things into our knowledge base, possibly replace our knowledge base with the but I don't really, it's difficult because we're not a vendor like Alma, like Ex Libris or something. So it's been very difficult sometimes to work with vendors because we're a consortium and we are, a really small nonprofit. And so we haven't really been able, because this is just one of the things that we do. We have other, other things that are more traditional, like consortium, like we purchase, we have license agreements among all our member libraries, and that's a huge part of what we do. And then we also run a union catalog for libraries in Colorado. So I guess I don't know if I have a good question, but I'm trying to figure out. That's why I was like, maybe if I just could talk offline to find out if there's, anything that we could, leverage or just because I guess I don't have a total understanding.
Daniel, do you want to answer? Or should I? Oh.
Yes, unfortunately, sometimes the micro is a bit choppy. So We can absolutely have a talk afterwards if you want after the WOLFcon session or so. So if you mail us, we can go in depth about some things you said. The main thing we is that we collect really the data from the vendors via their KBART files, and we try to pipe it through so that it is for lots of different use cases. You said you are using it for your own system for link resolvers and so, and this is also a use case where you can use the GOKB data for. I recommend that maybe you can mail us and we can give you a thorough introduction to the GOKB if you have the time and the interest in it.
Right. I was thinking I could just take it offline. So if I'm assuming I can get your email through WOLFcon or something. If that's okay. And
you can mail at info@gokb.org.
Yes.
.org.
So we get us three together, and then we can maybe have a web chat or so where we can answer all your specific questions on the matter.
Exactly, and I'd be happy to show you Gold Rush and kind of what our process is to see if there is anything that we can work out. But yes, I'll make sure to email the info at GOKB. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, great.
Oh, yeah.
I had a question that's just a real quick one.
You definitely do.
Yeah. I have like a lot of questions, but I have one I think you can answer quickly, which is just, would it be possible for you guys to add the EBSCO KBIDs as a namespace?
Yes.
For auto namespace and package namespace too?
Yes, we have a dynamic system of adding new namespaces for packages, for vendors itself, and for titles. So
Okay.
EBSCO ID can be added as package namespace, no problem.
I'll talk to you guys about that. I'm Jason from Lehigh, so I've already met with some of you, but I'll reach out about that.
So I don't know if there are additional questions, but you can always email us at info@gokb.org. I think we are quite over our time, if I'm correct. So
Set here, so thank you very much.
So thank you very much. And we hope if you have other additional questions, just email us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.